Good morning everyone. It is a beautiful day here in Doncaster. It's one of those perfect mornings that's a combination between blue sky, a bit of frost, and just a real chill in the air. I've said this before, definitely, but these are my favourite days, 100%, where you have to wrap up quite warm, but there's a nice blue sky, and there's that sort of stark coldness to the day. Winter is well and truly on its way now, that's for sure. Now, I haven't had any key ideas for the song, but I'm heading out for a coffee now with Mum, and hopefully that will sort of stimulate things a little bit, and hopefully we can make some progress today. Well, that was nice. We had a good coffee, didn't we, Mum?
We did, darling. I enjoyed that, sweetheart.
Good stuff.
Yes, that was positive. Absolutely super.
So we're going to Auntie Sandra's now, and what are we going for? Is it some kind of roast dinner?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Family time, whatever it is. I think we've missed the Christmas pudding making, possibly. Not sure. I mean, we'll know when we get there, but that's where we're going now. Well, that was good fun. Turns out we were there for a roast dinner. I mean, obviously that became quite obvious when we started having a roast dinner, but I didn't really know what we were going around for, and it was really nice. Always a good surprise on a Sunday. A surprise roast dinner, if you like. So, as you can imagine, I've not made a huge amount of progress with the song while I've been there, but I have been thinking about it. And since I've been back, I've been sat playing the guitar, and I've come up with an idea that will make quite a nice intro. All over the same chord, over that kind of, you know. And I think that'll work quite nicely on the piano or in the string arranging, but the idea is it's quite slow and deliberate. And I've got like a little chord sequence after it, nothing too much at this point in time, but you know, that kind of, I figured I could use that little melody as a vocal melody as well. I don't know why I've defaulted to E major either, but it just feels very comfortable now, and so why not? So you can have something like da 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 da. Then it goes da 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 da. Something like that. But yeah, just a few ideas going around. I'm getting a bit of a vibe for what it might be like, and I guess I've just got to keep sitting down with it. So I've just moved over to the piano because I'm pretty sure over the last few months I've made some voice notes in my phone that are like piano melodies, piano ideas, and I feel like maybe I can use some of them. I mean, there is a lot in here, so let's have a listen. That is the piano idea for These Streets. Obviously a bit of nothing's going on there. Here's another one for you. See, that's definitely like a sketch, isn't it? Not a lot going on there. So I found another one which is like... Then it went... That's quite nostalgic sounding. So one of the trickiest things about this is when you've got like an idea that you've already been working with, like the one I've got on the guitar, and this idea that I found as a note on the piano.
they're both in two very different time signatures. They're both coincidentally in exactly the same key, but gelling them together is a little bit more difficult because it might take the soul out of both of them. So I really need to re-familiarise myself with the material. I've decided to get the tape machine out again, so I'm unwrapping a new tape to put in it, which is always really difficult. Maybe there's one of those tags on the side of it that allows me to open it a bit easier. Doesn't look like it. Oh, come on. So there you go, this is the official cassette for whatever the name of this Christmas song is. I put the wrong side in, didn't I? Yeah. There we go. Let's do this. I've just genuinely had one of those really rare moments where everything comes together. Those two sections gelled a lot nicer than I thought they would. As soon as I got the tape machine on, I started humming along, playing, knowing that it was capturing everything I was doing, I could just improvise. It just happened. So I've actually got like some sense of harmony and a melody, and it's day two. I feel like at this point I might tweak certain things, but actually there's a good deal of work already done because some of the notes fall quite nicely onto like extensions like 13ths and 9ths and 11ths and things like that. And I genuinely thought I was going to have to spend a lot more time making the harmony more complex, but most of the melody falls within the pentatonic scale as well, so it's quite easy to sing. I guess the only thing that might change is the key, because E major is quite good for this, but it's not something I necessarily have to stick with at this point. But otherwise, I feel like I've made some really good progress, and I didn't really mean to. I just sort of sat and played it, and I've got it all on tape, so hooray. At this point in the day, my brain is always going, have a bath, Geoff. It's been dark for 3 hours. It's time for you to go to bed. But obviously, it doesn't really make sense to do that because it's like 7 o'clock. So I've decided that I'm going to start putting in that little melody that I've written into Sibelius. Now, believe it or not, I actually haven't opened Sibelius since I wrote Train of Thought. So when was that? July? Was that July? Yeah. So I haven't actually used the software in a while, and I'm probably a little bit rusty, but it does make sense for me to notate it. I can just reach across to the tape player, play it back, transcribe it all in. That way I've got it down and I can play it back and I can time how long it is, and that way I can work out how long roughly the song will be when it's finished. And also if I write any new sections or if I do any string arrangements, I can reference the melody and just add to this Sibelius document until the song is finished. So as you can probably tell, I gave in and I had a bath, but I think I deserved it. I think I've done some good writing today. I'm just sat watching some Louis Theroux on the TV in the kitchen, and I'm just working on the lyrics. Now, from listening through the sentimental and nostalgic Christmas songs, there's one or two things that they've all got in common in terms of the lyrics. Now, I'm not saying this is what makes them good, but it's definitely something that they share. They tend to have really, really good rhymes in them. So take White Christmas, for example. There's stuff like golden, olden, treetops glisten, children listen. You know, really nice rhymes that actually make sense in relation to the theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list of Christmassy words, things that really allude to it, paint the picture of Christmas. And I'm going to find rhymes for them in there so that I've got something there waiting to actually use as a lyric. And the great thing about this is you can actually choose words that have related rhymes, if that makes sense. So you don't just pick a word that rhymes with it for the sake of it. It's good to pick ones that could be used in the same context. So again, glisten and listen is really good because, you know, the treetops are glistening and the children are listening. And that makes sense. It paints a nice Christmassy image. So I'm hoping that if I can sort of imagine enough Christmassy scenarios in my head, I can find all the right rhymes for it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to sit and write these lyrics, and I think after that I'll call it a night. So join me tomorrow as the story of this song continues. I'll see you then.